Can you see or hear me? I have to mute something here. Bear with me. I think. Aha. Okay, I think I figured it out. Hey, everybody. Siren, how are you? So I had to get this all loaded on my computer. It took me a little longer than I thought. So who's here? We have Brisky Ben, Ashes, Shy Guy, Siren, and Big Red Bullion. Hi, everybody. So I put the stream link in. I know Rebecca's going to join me in a few minutes, and I was hoping Mischief could come in, and anybody who wants to come up. This is kind of my test stream, and I have to wear these because I don't have a what do you call it? Speakers. Sorry, I'm a little tired today. But I am going to get speakers to make it easier. Oh, boy.
I can give you some speakers.
Photobombed. So is the volume okay? Oh, neat. Look, did you know you could do that?
Yeah, pin it.
Ah, I didn't know that. So I'm learning things today.
Hey, what's going on, Red?
Thank you, Big Red. Yeah, it doesn't look like a good day at the beach. I like that background. An even better background would be my toes out there by the water.
Okay, let me click on the link.
Are you coming in?
No, I'm going to give you my speakers.
Oh, you don't have to give them to me right now. Unless you can. I don't know if we can set them up. So, yeah, this is new. I've never been on one of these before. Oh, there's... Let me know when you're ready, Rebecca. See, I can't hear. Well, I think I have to bring her up first, right?
Yeah.
She's adjusting her camera, so I'll wait. Whoa. Big Flip's over here messing with stuff. Oh, look.
Work it a minute. Okay, can you mute your microphone?
Why would I mute my microphone? Because it's hooked into my stuff. Mute yours. Because they can still hear you through me. Holy feedback and echo, Batman. Are you ready, Rebecca?
Yeah. I'm just trying to get it figured out.
Yeah, it takes a minute. It took me longer than I thought.
You're good. My laptop is broken and my other one's at work, so trying to figure out how to rig the phone up.
Are you guys still getting an echo?
It sounds a lot better now.
Okay, good. Siren says she was at the beach today.
So are you.
Yeah, apparently I am too right now. We were talking about the cabana, so I thought I'd put a cabana on there.
I love it. I don't even know how to do a background.
It's to the right. I think it's under brand or banners. Okay, I'm going to bring you up.
Okay. Hello.
Hi.
No, it's not in there.
So as you guys see, I have a thing on now because my hair all fell out. Well, most of it fell out, and then I had to get it. It looked funny, like really bad, so I had to get it buzzed.
That was fast.
I know. It happened when I wasn't feeling good the other night. I brushed my hair, and it just started like one brush through, and my brush was just full. So that was kind of messed up.
Yeah.
Basically, I mean, you know it's coming, but I
didn't expect it to be that fast.
Yeah, they said by the second.
Am I centered on there?
They said by the second infusion, it would probably be all gone.
Yeah.
And it pretty much was just in one night. So
that's
I got
crazy.
a buzz cut. So I don't know if I'm going to show it or not. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Hi, SMK. I received something from you, and I haven't looked through it yet. It's right here. I was going to do a video on it, a shout-out video, because I haven't actually done a shout-out video of my own yet. So I want to do that.
Okay. Then you can go upstairs.
I guess Big Flip decided he wasn't coming up. So, Siren, you want to come on? She's probably at work. Did you get it all set up? So yesterday I was going to do this last night, but I ended up in urgent care most of yesterday morning, just dealing with another complication of all this stuff. And then I went home and took a nap, and it ended up being a 4-hour nap, and slept right through when I was supposed to set up for it. So here I am. And thank you for coming up with me on this. I'm going to put the link out, or is it still showing? And I did tell Mischief, because Mischief wanted to come up too. Let's see.
I'll have to hold it. I don't think.
There we go.
I can't do them both at the same time.
Mouse House Hobbies, thank you for coming in. Wolf, thank you. I'm not sure where Silver Keys is. I kind of told it last minute because
collabed on the stream.
I was a little unsure of whether I was going to be able to get it together.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She may not know that I'm on, actually, because I sent her a message, but it doesn't look like it's been read. So this is neat. This is cool. Ashes, how is your son? You can pop on for sure, Ashes. I thought Bill was going to stay on, but I think he had to go eat.
No.
And you don't have to be female to be on.
Dang it.
Stop moving. Get on your face and stop
Okay.
moving.
I'm good. I can't stop moving. You know that.
Hey, I'm the same way. As you saw in my videos, it's like I'm always fidgeting with something.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see. How do we do 3 people? Hey.
Like this.
Nice.
Hi.
Hi. Hey, I see you have a Rubik's Cube there.
Oh yeah, I mean, I gotta fidget with something, right? So.
You know,
You can
our
sit
son
next to
can do one of those in like,
No.
I don't know, 60 seconds.
Okay.
And he had
It's set
the
up
really,
for
really
3
big
minutes.
ones too.
Okay.
But he doesn't do them anymore.
Everything else is in that oven.
Will do. Love you.
So,
Yeah, I used to do those a lot way back in the day. Let me turn my light off here.
So you've got the most experience with this, Ashes.
Oh, you've
Out
been
of
doing
the three of us.
legal battles. You've done well.
Yeah, but I was never on my own.
Hi, Rebecca.
Hello.
Where's the shy guy?
Yeah, where is he? Is he being shy?
Yes. No, he ran up to work on supper.
Okay,
Ah.
yeah. Good. Make that man cook.
He's a fantastic cook.
Yes. So is
Yep.
Big Flip. I like it when he cooks. I love it when he cooks.
Yep.
So I wanted to come on and show you something. Where is Big Flip? Where's Phil?
Are you coming on?
Well, I just want to make sure you can see the screen. I want to
Can
make
you
sure
see?
Let's come over and look at something.
Is he watching? Oh, because Ashes was wanting him to see something.
Just whenever he gets a chance, it'll be fine.
Yeah. Next time you get a chance, let me know.
Yeah, I got plenty of time. So,
He's eating.
but yeah, you've done these things before.
Did I mention you? Yes, and your Rubik's Cube skills that you used to have.
Oh, yeah.
Ashes had a Rubik's Cube. You wanted to know what I was saying about him.
I got my work shirt on. I guess I should put some sticker over my work shirt.
Oh, there you go.
Oops. And I got to meet the governor tomorrow.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. Over flooding issues. You asked about my son. He came
Yeah.
home. He came home on Monday. He went back to work today, worked a shift today, and then he goes and tests for a full-time fire department tomorrow. So
Oh, well, good.
a little weak, but he'll do fine. So he'll blow it out of the water.
Oh, well, thank God that he's doing good.
Yeah, thunderclap headaches was the diagnosis. So, I mean, they tested him for COVID, flu, pneumonia, meningitis, migraines, a CT with contrast, an MRI, looked for brain bleeds, looked for all sorts of stuff, and that's all what they could come up with.
Thunderclap, huh? My nephew has, what's it called? It begins with an S. It's another type of headache. I can't think of the name of it. It's like, it's not thunderclaps, but it's,
Mhm.
I don't know what it's called. It's not migraines. I'll have to ask him.
The other ones that I've heard of are like the ice pick headaches. But I used to get thunderclaps really bad before I had my Chiari surgery.
Really?
So, and I would get them from laughing, from going to the bathroom, from yawning, from.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tim, I call him Timmy. He's Tim Jr. I mean, he's 6'6", but I call him Timmy still. But Keegan, that's what he goes by if you see him on the screen. He had a sinus infection for like 2 or 3 weeks, and it was like just like that. He ended up having this severe headache, and really wasn't sure where he was at. It was pretty scary there for a while. So, but
Yep.
yeah.
It's always scary when your kids are in the hospital.
Yeah, exactly.
It was horrible.
Hello, Shy Guy. Hello, Wolf. Hello, Vern.
There's Big Flip. He says hello to all.
Yeah, let's make sure I didn't miss anything. So, well, I'm not going to wait for him. He can see. He's typing in chat. He can see it. So
Yeah, I think he can see now.
So, I've been thinking about this thing that's going to happen on the 30th. And I was like, I got to help my best friends out on the YouTubes. My best friends, that's you and Phil. And after being here for a couple of years with you guys, I love you guys. I think you guys are great, and I can't wait till we meet each other in person.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
So this is what's going up in the auction for me.
Oh my!
That is a 2 gram, and so I'll be sending that to Silver Keys, and that'll go up. And wherever she feels it's best for it to be suited to be put up, we'll put that up there, and someone will take care of that. You can see it's 2 grams, 4/9 fine, signed by the assayer. I think that's how you say it. I didn't say the wrong word. And it's
Wow,
from
that's amazing.
Munzie Austric, so I guess it's Austrian or German, but yeah, it's a pretty cool thing there.
That is amazing. That is awesome. You're wanting me to cry, aren't you?
No, I don't want you to cry. Yeah, I went in and I showed it to my spousal unit, the wife, and showed it to my son. I said, "Well, what do you think about this?" And they said,
"That is awful generous. So generous of you."
So I'm going to send that to Silver Keys, and if she can, wherever she thinks it needs to go, that's where it needs to go. As long as it raises lots and lots of money to help you guys, that's what you need. I understand how it is, and I know if I was in the same boat, you'd do the same thing. So
Absolutely, sure
it is
would.
So
Ashes, thank you so much. I don't know how to thank you enough.
you don't need to thank me. You don't need to say nothing. You don't need to do nothing. Just get better. That's all that matters. Nobody cares about. You don't have to snot all over the camera. All that stuff. You don't need to do all that stuff.
Right, I didn't bring Kleenex down here.
You don't need to do all that stuff. You just have to get better and make sure Big Flip is driving you every place you need to go, and you keep him in line. You smack him upside the head every once in a while.
He's been so wonderful through all of this, and
Especially
supportive.
Yeah. I don't know how I look bald.
Yeah,
I think you could pull it off.
I might show it later. I don't know. It depends. It took me probably about 4 hours before I even showed Big Flip. The other night, my hair started coming out a lot. I'm talking a trash can full, so I had to go and get it buzzed, the rest of it, because it was crazy.
Well, that's okay.
So, yeah. So I haven't. So I might show it. I don't know. It depends if I get the courage.
You don't have to be in any hurry for that, and whatever you need to do, that's what you do. Whatever makes you feel great, makes us feel great, and when you beat this thing, because you're going to beat it, and you already beat it, in a while it'll all come back, and then you can paint it whatever color you want to paint it. I tried painting mine one time brown, it turned jet black, so I don't paint it anymore. It just stays gray.
Yeah, see, I'll have it. That's what I'm thinking. I'll have a clean slate. I can do whatever I want with it, and I think most of it is going to be gray, so I can go whatever color, and I'll probably get a couple wigs of different lengths and colors, and see what I look like as a redhead.
Yeah.
My wife's a redhead.
Is she? Yeah, so I'll probably get one of each color. Surprise you guys.
You get some of the rainbow afros.
Yeah.
Right? Well, did you see my hair? Ashes.
Oh, sapphire blue, yeah.
Well, I had sapphire purple, aqua, and an azure color in there. It was really hard to see. Hey, Silver Keys. I sent you a message, but it was so late because I was trying to get a nap in, and I didn't want to oversleep like I did yesterday. Let me see if I can show you a picture of because I know you guys saw it, but you didn't see the different colors that he was able to weave into it. It was really pretty. But I did get one shot that kind of showed the different colors. I don't know. I'm still not going to show it. Anyway, it was blue and purple.
It sounds super similar to what mine was when I did it, because I had a dark blue, a light blue, a purple, and then like a color that almost turned silver in it.
Oh, that would be cool.
And it was, so I shaved it like down to the scalp, from like here down, everything was dark blue. And then the top I had cut to where it was, I don't know, like a couple inches long on the top and just swooped down. The problem was when they did the surgery, they shaved like the back part all the way down to the skin. So then within a couple weeks, I had all this blue and color, and then a big brown stripe right down the back because it was growing back and they'd taken all the color off.
So how long ago did you do your surgery?
Almost exactly 2 years ago.
Oh, yeah. See, I hadn't realized that. Feel free to, if you want to tell us about it.
Sure. I had a what's called a Chiari malformation. So my brain was too big for my skull. And it had started to herniate out of the bottom of my skull, like down into my spinal column, and was compressing my brainstem. And so, like, I had really, really gnarly migraines. And they started, I've had them off and on since middle school, but they started getting a lot more frequent. And then I had last one that I had that was massive started the day after Christmas and lasted until I had my surgery on July 15th.
Wow.
And it was constant. I had a lot of trouble with moving my head and neck. My arms were numb from about the elbow down to my fingertips. I couldn't find words when I was talking to people, and part of my job at that point was presenting classes on like life skills and financial management and stuff that way to folks that were coming out of prison. And so fortunately, the folks that I work with are super, super awesome. And so I'd be in a class of like 5 or 6 inmates and just completely lose whatever I was talking about. So I couldn't find the words. I didn't know, like I knew what I wanted to talk about, but I couldn't find the words to get it out. So they were luckily, like I said, super helpful. And
You should have someone what you have to do for the surgery.
Wow, that is
yeah,
pretty intense. So
Yeah.
how long did you go through that before they diagnosed you?
so I have, looking back on it, because it's like a congenital malformation. It just becomes a lot more severe as you get older. I have symptoms going all the way back, probably to elementary school. Things like looking straight up. I thought everyone got dizzy when they did that. I didn't realize it was just me. Going to the bathroom, I would get horrible thunderclap headaches. Again, that's not something that we ever talk about. So I just assumed everyone got headaches when they went to the bathroom. Or, when you'd have a laughing fit and hold your head. And I don't know, it didn't strike me as odd until looking back on it. And after the surgery, I was working with a physical therapist and she had me look up, and I looked up, and for the first time it didn't hurt and I didn't get dizzy, and I broke out sobbing, and she was like, "You're not supposed to do it if it hurts." And I was like, "No, it didn't hurt. That was the whole thing. I always thought that was supposed to hurt."
Wow.
So, but what they ended up doing is they go in to the back of your head. And for me, the incision went from like the crown of my head down to almost down to like where your neck turns into your shoulders.
Wow.
And so the top part was they took a Dura patch. So part of the tissue from the covering of your skull itself. And then they went in lower and they opened up the bottom of my skull and made that hole bigger, and then put a plate in to kind of protect it, and then put the Dura patch in so they could make the covering on my brain bigger to release all that pressure.
Wow, it's amazing what medical technology, what they can do.
Yeah. So
And it was an immediate fix, huh? You felt immediately better, or did it take a little while?
most of the symptoms, it was pretty fast. I still get headaches, like when storms come through and stuff that way. And there's a little bit of the symptoms returning, likely due to scar tissue building up from it. But so much better than it was. So,
Well, thank goodness they were able to do that and get you better.
yeah.
Wow.
So my family, I've put them through the ringer surgically in the last couple of years. So they keep sticking with me, fortunately. So
Yeah, I've like Big Flip will say, I'm kind of a lemon. I've had all kinds of issues. I've had to have my thyroid out. I've had my gallbladder out. I've had 2 new knee replacements, hysterectomy, had carpal tunnel release. What else? I'm sure there's more.
Yep. I haven't had quite that many. I had a breast tumor taken out. My thyroid doesn't work, and it's not like a stable level, so we're constantly chasing it up and down and back and forth. My my endocrine system has shut down entirely like twice. Hysterectomy last week. Yeah. So
You're a tough one.
Yeah. My doctor says, every time I do a test and I think it's going to come back one way, if there's anything that could be a surprise on it, you're the one it's going to show up on.
Oh, that sounds like me too.
Yeah.
That sounds like me. I had issues with my knee and with my gallbladder, and every time I've had surgery, I've had some sort of issue. Ashes, you're going to make me cry again.
I thought Silver Keys might come up. She's not coming up. So I asked her if she saw it. She didn't. So wanted her to see it.
Silver Keys says, should have bought that extended warranty. Let me say hi to people I've missed. Rick Howe, hello. Kayla, fan number 1. Gordon Gabois, welcome. Who did I miss? Kenneth, I think I said hi to you earlier. Yeah, she is strong for sure. Michaela, welcome. Silver Keys, you want to come up on the panel, please feel free to. She has, let me see. Let me put the link out again. Yeah, did you see that? That is so amazing. Oh, is Michaela your sister? Rebecca?
Oh,
Can't see your.
no, I can't see the chat on mine.
Oh, you can't see the
So,
chat?
yeah, is Michaela on there?
Yeah.
Oh,
Michaela
Yeah.
poked in and said hi.
I can show you the.
I can't see the chat on mine. Yeah.
Did you mute?
So, yeah, is Michaela on there?
That's what
Oh.
she said.
Cute.
And then I can show you the.
You gotta,
Love you too.
you gotta remember to mute, Mama.
There. I didn't know I could do that. So there's these little things you can do with StreamYards, but this is my very first time doing it. So
Nice. I think mine's pretty limited since it's on just my phone, but if we do this again, I'll snag my work laptop. So
yeah, and we'll definitely do it again. I want to have kind of an agenda, but this time I just wanted to kind of come up and, share a little bit and hear what everybody else has to share.
Yeah.
Ashes, do you want to share anything with us? Oh, I wanted to ask you, Rebecca, before, sorry.
Yeah.
When you had your breast tumor, did they do radiation?
they didn't, because it hadn't gotten its own blood supply yet. They decided that just the lumpectomy itself was enough. So
it was really
I was
super
pretty fortunate with that.
Yes, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Shy Guy says Magoo. Is that his nickname for her?
Yeah.
Hey, there she is. Okay.
I thought he was calling me Mr. Magoo. I was like, well, what's up with that?
Hey.
Yeah.
Hi.
How are you?
And I almost
Good.
sent you a picture this morning. I took one and everything of the bald head, but I hadn't done it yet. Hadn't sent it. She asked for
Yeah, pictures or it didn't happen.
no. AG Price, welcome. Thank you for coming in.
Just make sure that Big Flip doesn't take you to the tattoo shop while,
Yeah.
At least put some kind of logo so you can, take it off your taxes or something.
So there you go.
Yeah, so I've got this on right now, but I'm probably going to take it off at some point tonight. But
Well, if I can come up on screen and I haven't yet.
I see you.
I
I
know.
see you on screen. I was like, man, this is new. That's awesome.
Oh, guess who's coming down here?
Uh-oh. I emailed him earlier.
Did you?
Yeah.
You can come through. Here he comes. He's going to photobomb.
Photobomb.
I'm so glad he combed his hair.
Love
You gotta
him a lot.
spike your hair.
Hi, Rebecca. We haven't met before, other than in the chat.
Yeah, it's definitely different being able to see people and
Hey,
actually
guys.
hear voices. So
Absolutely. Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. I need to
Mhm.
do this more often. Yeah, I kind of flaked out yesterday. I was definitely planning on being there at 7, but I woke up, I think it was like 5 after 7. I was like, I don't think so.
You
Yeah.
didn't flake out. You needed the rest.
Yeah.
I did. I know. I tend to do too much. This guy's doing pretty good at trying to keep me from doing too much.
Yeah. Learn
and
to pace yourself.
yeah. And actually the chemo itself, threw me down pretty hard as far as, what I wanted to do. It didn't let me.
Yep.
So Shy Guy, are you going to come into the picture at all and let us see you? There's those crickets.
He's
Right.
shy.
He's up
I
making
actually-
supper right now. I can hear him up in the kitchen.
Oh.
I was going to shave this today, and
Oh no, you don't have to do that.
well,
Crickets.
after we talked last night, it's like, yeah.
No, as soon as you do that, the cold weather will come. You're going to get
It
cold.
showed
I'll
up today.
Did it?
Well, colder than it has been. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You
We
should
only
send it
got
down my way.
Today's our first day really of it. It only got up to like 65, 64.
Nice.
And, our low, we're not sure what the low was because we had a planned power outage this morning. But we think it was like 21.
Wow.
Yeah, we're ready for it. We're ready for these fires to be out.
Yeah.
Are they getting closer? I saw that plume you put up.
It's kind of moving parallel to us. So, I mean, it's only about 18 miles away, but it's heading south rather than coming eastward towards us. And there's a lot of open land between us and it, so no danger.
Yeah, that's good.
Just
Makes me worried.
Between the 3 fires within a 60-mile radius here, we have over 88,000 acres burned and still actively burning.
Yeah.
You need some rain or something.
We do. We are predicted for rain on Monday. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed for sure.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. Yeah. Yeah.
So do you normally have this warm of weather this late in the season?
No, it is so unseasonable for us. This was our hottest summer ever, driest. We are beyond extreme drought into exceptional drought status.
Oh man.
So, and hot temperatures well into, a week ago, it was 96 here, which for us is just unheard of.
Are you able to hear?
Yeah.
Which is hot. Is what that
We
is.
finally
Yeah.
had a day last week where we didn't get above 80 or so.
Yeah, you guys have had it too. We had wind today. We had a north wind.
Oh.
We were glad to see it. Yeah.
I don't think we hardly ever get them out of the north, but
Yeah. Oh, ours being in a mountain valley here, we're right on the continental divide, so you never know which way it's going to blow here. But
ours are almost always from the west or the south. But I would like it to cool down, but not too much because I finally got my first decent harvest of tomatoes out of the garden today. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, we need to get those and get some spaghetti sauce and salsa canned before we get frost. But
yeah, this is the first year in 25 years I didn't have a garden. And it's just because I just didn't start one. I planted my asparagus, so they were going to come up just automatically anyway. But I just was so tired even before the diagnosis, between Sidekick being so ill at the beginning of the year and trying to keep up with his appointments. And then our annual audit at work.
Market.
Yeah. But, it's just something I just enjoy doing. But, but I'll be doing that again in next year. We'll just plan it for next year.
doesn't sound that way on your phone.
Yeah, absolutely.
Flipside is telling me to tell you a story. So I'm just going to show you a picture. This is what I was working with today.
Don't
And I
bring me up.
want to hop off here. So
Oh, my.
Oh my goodness.
Nice.
Oh,
no,
my
I was
God.
just kidding.
Everybody okay on that one?
What it
oh
was.
yeah, that's from the mud fire that happened on the 30th of August. I've been over dealing with. So
Oh my gosh.
we had FEMA.
Did it completely?
Yeah, so it's. Wish it would stay in focus. Anyway, this part of the house over here, this part over here is a manufactured home, double wide,
Uh-huh.
and they added this. This is a 2-story, had a bonus room on top and the garage underneath, and the mountain fell off back here and pushed that whole addition. It pushed the addition forward about 5 feet and pushed it away from the house about 4 feet. So it pushed it out 5 and away 4, and then dropped it down on top of their vehicles. So But yeah, dealing with that kind of mess, that's just part
Wow.
of being in emergency management. And then we got had FEMA there today doing an assessment with FEMA. Then I got to go back and ride with the governor tomorrow. So
You have pictures of my hair on your phone?
So Christy, got a
That-
question. Send this
No,
thing
I'm
to you.
not.
Do you need to just mail it to you?
Yes.
My donation. Okay, yeah, I'll send it to you. All right.
Yeah. You've got my address, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So I'm gonna show it one more time, then I'm gonna hop off because I really feel out of place. Too many beauties and a beast just doesn't work that way. So I'm gonna hop off. So, but
I have a premiere happening in about an hour and 20 minutes that'll
Okay.
show
With the governor.
the other donations that have come in so far.
okay.
Oh, there he is.
Shiloh, what's up?
There's Shiloh.
Shy guy.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
Can you hear me? Probably
Oh, yeah.
not.
Hear you just
Hold on.
fine.
Yep.
I got to show you something, Shiloh. Don't move.
Not moving.
If he does, we'll just follow him.
Nice to meet you. Nice to see you.
Hi, Flipside. Hi, Silver Keys. Hi, Ashes.
How are you?
I'm good. Can you hear me okay?
Perfect.
Yes. Absolutely.
Okay, Shiloh, I'm back. This is just for you because
sir.
I'm your. What am I? What am I? What am I to you? I'll keep.
You're my favorite firefighter.
That's right. So there you go.
Oh, I love
Oh,
it.
that's awesome.
So a little high eagle hunt.
Oh, wait a minute. You got to put that back on.
That's
Well,
awesome.
You got to put it back on. I got to take a picture.
What up, Big Flip?
Not as good,
Nice.
not as much as pink hair, but it's all right.
That's pretty cool. Thanks, Ashes.
Yeah, man. Good to see you.
Hey, Ash.
Heck yeah. You
Yes,
guys be
ma'am.
good. I'm gonna go finish dinner.
Yes. Yes.
Booby
Yes.
Love
trap.
it.
Let me borrow his idea.
Nice.
Did you see it?
And it's already got, you'll see
Oh,
it.
wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now, is that
And what
going
time
to
does
the booby prize is going to be a one singular prize? Or have
People send whatever.
yeah, but it's going to be one winner wins all for the booby prize?
No, oh no.
Okay.
No, we're going to use the booby prize box for the in-chat giveaways. So we'll figure out how many we're going to give away at one time, like 1 to 3, and then we'll just reach in and pull out whatever, and that's what they get.
Gotcha. All right.
That's awesome.
That's so cool.
you're amazing for putting that together. I don't know how you do everything you do.
We can both be in there. There we go.
Well, I
Yeah,
don't
it's long,
have
it's
a
too short.
job. You know, I can't drive. Did you know I can't drive?
You know, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So like Rebecca, I've had the brain injury. I've had 2 strokes. You know, my first one was a hemorrhagic stroke. And I see you back there. and that one kind of knocked the salt out of me
Okay.
pretty hard.
Love you.
So it affected my vision. And like Rebecca, I have aphasia,
Mhm.
which, issues with my speech. I've had 7 years of speech therapy, but I still have some issues with it. Part of aphasia, I had some other issues as well. I completely lost numbers. So I had to learn math. And numbers aren't just math, but it's time, it's measurements, it's addresses, it's phone numbers, and not just the number itself, but writing the number out, like if you were to write out a check. And I was 46 when that happened. So, where does a 46-year-old go to learn math again? I did speech therapy, but thank goodness my closest neighbor up the road here is the school teacher for our little 2-room schoolhouse here. So she brought home school books for me. And so I started with the primary school books, worked I'm still not great at math. I still struggle with it. Short-term memory, I don't know. And like Rebecca said, migraines, horrific migraines. And like I said, my short-term memory. But I took a driving exam, 2 or 3 years after the stroke. And I passed it, but I have conditions. So I can't drive more than 40 minutes a day. No nighttime driving, no bad roads, and no bad weather. And, we live in, BFE. So I drive in. It's we have to take a detour now because they're working on our lane. So it's 15 miles to get our mail. And so I'll drive in and get the mail and drive home. And that's the sum total of my driving. So I'm kind of homebound. So the coin community and stacking has become kind of a lifesaver to me. And my social circle. You talk about, you and I, Flipside, have talked about life-changing events and reassessing your priorities, figuring out where your spoons are and where to use your spoons. I don't know, Rebecca, if you're familiar with spoon theory. It's a wonderful way to explain to people what it's like to live with a brain injury. And I had a second stroke that knocked me back. That was 3 years ago. Knocked about a year off my recovery that I had to regain. But the spoon theory is written by, and I can't remember the woman. All you have to do is type in spoon theory, and she'll come up. But basically, it's at the beginning of the day, you're given a set of spoons, and you have to decide what you're going to use your spoons for. And in a normal day, you'd have a spoon, and that would be, you'd take a shower, you'd fix breakfast, you'd eat, you'd get ready for work, you'd drive to work, and then you're at work, and that might take another spoon, and then you go out to lunch, and maybe you have to do a few errands, and you come home, and it takes a few spoons, and you get home, and you fix supper, and that takes a spoon, and you do things with the kids, and maybe you watch a movie or some TV, and that's another spoon, and then you get ready for bed, and by the time you get to bed, you have maybe 1 or 2 spoons left. But when you've had an injury or you have a serious illness, you only have so many spoons in the day. And to get up and get ready for work, to shower, to do your hair, to do breakfast, that might take half of your spoons away. And by the time you get to work and maybe lunch, you're already running out of spoons. And so you have to figure out, you still have to finish your work day and drive home, and there's supper and dealing with family. And so you have to figure out when you get up in the morning how many spoons you have for the day and where you're going to use them. And that's what I do. I look at what I have planned for the day, because I still suffer brain fatigue. When the brain fatigue, and Rebecca, maybe you're the same way.
Yep.
When the brain fatigue hits, it isn't just like, oh, I'm tired because I've worked hard today.
No.
It's a whole body. Your thinking process slows down, your speech slows down, your actual physical movements slow, like a wind-up toy winding down. And you don't just eat something and bounce back from that. For me, it's you must sleep. And it's it needs to be at least 1 full REM cycle, preferably 2. So usually it's a 3-hour nap. So I look at my day at the beginning of the day, and I look at my spoons, and I figure out, okay, where am I going to use my energy? And on Fridays, big flip streams, and I want my energy, Friday night. I don't plan other things during the day on Friday. I literally, and I will literally guard some time in the afternoon where I can have downtime and give my brain time to rest, so that I can get up and I can do whatever I need, breakfast and whatever. And then I have energy after dinner for that stream. I still have spoons left to be in that stream. And we streamed really, really late the other night.
I was going to say, you need to figure something out about that, because when he throws in the stupid little auctions that he throws in, and then we stream for like 47 days. I mean, you have like a 53-foot tractor trailer with spoons that comes in, and they just hand these spoons off to you, because, man.
I get into like a hyper, because like after that stream, it was hard for me to come down from that and go to sleep. But then it's like once I go to sleep, it's like I'm like a zombie. It's just like a dead body. Don't wake me up. Don't even try. I need 8 hours, and then pretty sluggish after that. And I've learned to also accommodate that. So I didn't get a whole lot done after that stream. Oh well.
Yep.
We appreciate you.
It's the way it goes.
That whole spoon thing is exactly what I felt last Thursday when I went back to work for one. I'm hearing a reverb here. I went back to work for one day for 4 hours, but getting ready. Hang on, I gotta fix this. Do you know why I'm reverbing here? It's like I can hear myself in here. No. Anyway, I got up, took a shower, did my hair when I had hair, and I didn't even do it. I just brushed it and put it in a ponytail and put one of these on, because I just didn't want to use the energy. Got something to eat, brought something to work, got in the truck, drove to work, walked in, unlocked my door, sat down, and just thought, I'm done.
I can't do it.
I literally sat there going, I want to go home.
Yeah.
And so I had some beef broth or something, and I just kind of got it together and was able to stay, I think it was 3 hours beyond that, but it was tough. And I had no idea that was going to happen, because I felt so good when I woke up. And
but just pushing through like that, like with a brain injury, you don't push it. There's no pushing recovery. You don't push the brain to recover faster. It recovers at the rate it wants to. And when you push through like that, it does take away from your recovery. And because you had a little bit of, some issues off of that.
Right.
And so it's learning how to listen to your body and back off when it's saying, I've had enough. I need this. I need food. I need rest. I need quiet. I need whatever. And figuring out, I was like you, 16-hour days every day for 12 years. I drove 134 miles every single day.
Oh, that's a lot.
I was working full time. I did graduate school full time while I was working, and we had 2 kids at home in high school. It was go, 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 go. And I was like you when that happened, and I had to learn to pace myself a little bit and listen to myself, or it just hammered me harder. And then it was a little harder of a hole to come up out of. Time.
And that's what I have to learn, to listen to my body. I mean, it made me listen, basically, multiple times, but I have to.
Your brain, that you need to shut not just your body off, but you need to shut the brain off and give a whole body rest, sleep.
Yeah. And I've been doing more of that, that's for sure. But it's always been difficult for me, because sometimes my body will be tired, but my mind won't. So I think I can do more than I can.
You know what they told us when we were in Salt Lake, because I've got this brain condition, this RCVS, and they don't know how to treat it. They don't know what to do with it. I can't take any medications, no aspirin, no Tylenol, no NSAIDs whatsoever. I can't have any opioids. no alcohol, no caffeine, nothing that would have a blood vessel, that would cause a blood vessel to constrict or dilate at all. He told us, we said, well, what do we do when we leave here? The neuroradiologist. And he went, I don't know. And I said, well, because I have massive headaches.
Yeah.
And he said, massage, acupuncture. And acupuncture works. It's just so far for us to go, and it's all out of pocket. And meditate. And I went, meditate? I don't have time. I don't have the patience to learn to meditate.
Yeah.
I want to be relaxed right now. So you might try meditation. Just to kind of learn to, I have learned to shut down a little bit more.
Did you learn meditation?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, we did the massage, the meditation, the whole bit.
Yeah, the massage sounds good.
Massage is awesome. Acupuncture, surprisingly.
I've had that done once years ago.
And what do you think of it?
I worked for a chiropractor at the time, and I was getting really bad headaches. And he tried the acupuncture, and he also tried some, and it worked. It worked for me.
Yeah. Now I tried dry needling; it didn't work. But acupuncture would be really effective for me if I could go. But we travel 134 miles one way to get to the acupuncturist, and she's good. I love her. It does help, and it's out of pocket.
Yeah.
And when you have medical expenses.
I was really fortunate after my surgery that one of the folks in my physical therapy office that I was going to did dry needling. So they just kind of rolled it into, and it's not nearly as bad. I can see you recoiling.
It is. I did it once.
Oh, yeah.
And I will never do it, but it was in my neck.
Oh.
I think I scorpioned right there on the table and called this gentleman some really horrific names, and I never went back.
Yeah, mine was good. He hit one spot wrong, and then we were doing the massage later because we did all the exercises and then stretches and then the dry needling or acupuncture, and then a massage at the end just to try to get everything loosened back up. I ended up having a minor seizure when they were doing the massage at the very end. So I didn't do it again after that. I maybe did it once or twice after that. And then I just stopped going to physical therapy because I'm stubborn like that. But I did find it really helpful up until that point. And
what do you think caused the seizure itself?
I don't know, because in talking over with both my doctor and the physical therapy office, I don't think it was a direct, I don't think it was caused by the dry needling. I think it was just something that was exacerbated by it. But yeah, for me, the biggest struggle I've found with trying to push through things or doing more than what I should be doing is really a massive impact on my mental health. And I had that a couple days ago too. Usually about a week after surgery, any kind of surgery, I go through a pretty decent depressive episode. And so I had a complete meltdown on Shy on Tuesday. And it was completely out of the blue. He said he was going to bed. And I said, okay, well, tomorrow can we watch TV together? And then just broke. And he's standing there I don't know what happened. I didn't do it. And he's awesome. He sat next to me and we talked through things, and he just kind of let me have a meltdown. But that's what I've struggled with a lot. And both before the surgery, when the Chiari was really bad, and then some ongoing, definitely. I started counseling recently. But my mental health really is impacted by a lot of it, both I have bipolar disorder, and then anxiety comes in a lot. So, yeah.
And mental health is super important. I mean, Big Flip does so much for me, and I've done that too. It's just gone off for no reason, and you say things you don't mean, and then you feel bad, and then you don't know how to recover from that. But he knows how much I love him and appreciate him. It's just sometimes, yeah, I don't know. I think if you wear yourself down and you're really tired, I think that makes a difference on how you feel. Because I think I was kind of worn down that day, and I kind of took it out on him also. It's and it's not fun, and you don't know how to recover from it. Thank goodness he loves me and he's understanding.
Yep. Shy puts up with a whole lot from me. So I'm ridiculously grateful for him.
Here he comes. I wanted to catch up on saying hi to everybody who's come in. Melodic Gaming, that is my son. Breeze for me, thank you for being here. Coins and Art, thank you for being here. And I know I missed a couple people. Ashes, good night, thank you.
Clinton with a donation.
Yes, Clinton, did you show that on the donation?
Yeah, we showed it on mine, but you want to show it on here?
Sure. And we're going to ship it straight from here, right?
Yeah.
He says, okay, so this is what Coins and Art made. And look, you can see it because the colors are perfect. This,
Wow.
he does these, and I believe they're epoxy. We have one. And it is made on a record. So this is an old record. And this is what he has donated for at the auction.
That's really cool.
Isn't that cool?
Beautiful.
And he does such an amazing job. And the one I have is more of a green and brown. It's kind of the colors of a lot of my Indian stuff and so forth. So it's perfect. But this one here has pinks and purples and beige, and it's just really pretty. It's got the breast cancer colors in it. So thank you so much, Clinton, for that. It's gorgeous. You do great work. I just wanted to make sure everybody saw that.
Yeah, that is gorgeous.
Ashes says that matches Big Flip Coin's hair. Yes, they're acrylic pours with 3 coats of epoxy resin. My daughter started working with epoxies, but mostly with flowers and stuff. But I was telling her about your work, Clinton. Yeah, it's really, really pretty.
So there's some questions in the chat. And I just wanted to, Coins and Art, right, explaining to people that you're ill, and that I put the spoon theory in chat for people if you want to click on the link, and I'll drop it again. But that's kind of what brought that conversation about, and how this gal came up with spoon theory is for myself and maybe Rebecca. I got a lot of, but you don't look sick. You look like you're doing fine. Hey, you look okay. So how could I be having all of these issues? Right? I mean, you smile, you're out in public, you say hi, you're doing great, but they don't deal with what you're dealing with every single day. They don't see every battle that you're fighting. And so how to deal with that? I mean, that's a personal choice. With some people, it just rolls off, just whatever. Yeah, we all have bad days. With other people, if I really want to take the time, or they're close to me or whatever, I try to explain to them, this isn't easy. It isn't easy being ill. It isn't easy on us. It isn't easy on our partners. It isn't easy on our family.
Yeah.
And, it sounds like both of you, it's a team effort to really get through this. And thank goodness I have a good team member. Because boy, it'll just knock the crud out of you.
Mm-hmm.
And I see Breeze said, I stand behind massage 100%. I've been a clinical therapist for almost 6 years. It truly helps your body to function. It increases blood circulation. It decreases anxiety. It helps you to relax, get that deep massage. It helps your lymphatic system to drain and move those fluids out. So yeah, and hydrate with it really well to help flush that out.
Yep.
Coins and Art also said, do you feel talking about the depression helps? Because I seem to feel that I'm always complaining about how I'm feeling, but Sandy's super understanding. The depression, though, is still there.
So I feel like it helps in that I can explain what's going on. If the folks around me kind of know what's going on in my head and why maybe I'm struggling with different things, or, today's not a depression day, things are great, or just kind of where I'm at with things, I find that that's really helpful. Or after I have any kind of meltdown or, panic attack or things that way, explaining what was going on helps as much with me in terms of like trying to process back through it and figure out, what triggered it, what set it off, things that way. But I do find it helpful. And I also find it really helpful with my work. I'm a probation and parole agent. So I find it really helpful talking to my clients, offenders, so that it takes away that stigma and that they're aware that I'm struggling, so that they know that it's okay, that they're human and they have struggles too. And that, I don't see myself as up on a pedestal and, oh, they're down here because they made poor choices and stuff. So I find that it's helpful with that.
There's a stigma with mental health. And if people were to stop and just think about it as no different than physical health in terms of, diabetes or, any other health issue, depression and bipolar and, it's all the same. It's and I think normalizing it and talking about it instead of stigmatizing it is really, really helpful. I know because of my brain condition, I am not a candidate for antidepressants, hormones, anything like that. So we went down the all natural route. And I'm not saying that's bad, but I had to learn alternative ways to fight depression, and exercise is one of the best antidepressants. So I walk every single day. And in fact, I have a therapy dog. She's stress. I don't know about you, Rebecca, but stress is a huge cause of migraines for me.
Yes.
And I have to be on a routine with my medication. I do take a medication for the brain. And then I take a thyroid medication. And I take some natural, I have to take vitamin D because I'm low in vitamin D. So
me too.
I'm very much have to have a routine for those, or I completely forget. It's not on my radar. If it doesn't happen when it normally happens, it's off my radar. So the dog keeps me. She tells me when it's breakfast time. She tells me, okay, it's time to go out and walk, and we walk every day. But I got in a really, really, really bad place after my stroke. I had my stroke in the end of June, and in February, I was kind of coming out of the cloud of it. And it was rough. I lost my job, a job that I loved. I lost my benefits. We'd paid COBRA for 4 months. I'd used all my leave. I'd taken leave without pay. I used donated leave. We paid COBRA for 4 months. It was $1,000 a month.
Yeah.
And
Expensive.
when I knew I couldn't go back to work, so I tried to get on my husband's insurance. They wouldn't let me without a certificate of credible coverage from my current insurance, and my at that time employer would not provide it to me without me resigning or them firing me, and they wouldn't fire me. So I had to resign from my job. And it hit me the same week that I'd been released from the neurologist in Salt Lake, and we started to see one in state, and I saw her that week. And I thought oh my goodness, we just heard such wonderful things about her that I had really high expectations. And I know Flipside, you went through something like this when you had expectations going into that meeting that you weren't going to have chemo, that, your markers were good. And so I went into this meeting with the neurologist thinking, she's going to do wonderful things here. And she basically went, you're doing okay. Come back in 3 weeks. And I came home and I got really mad because I thought she was supposed to have the magic pill. She was supposed to fix me. And I'm not any better the day after seeing her than I was the day before. And got the email about the job and the work, and I had to resign. I was still on blood thinners. We were going to INR clinic. My husband had taken leave without pay. We by then had already cashed out my retirement. So I lost my retirement, and honest to goodness, I got into a hole. It was a black hole. It was as bad as I've ever been. And when I spent about a week, and I cried, and I was mad, and I felt all the feels. And when I crawled up out of it, finally, because I knew there was nothing else I could do. There was no help for me other than to walk through this. I swore up and down I would never go back in that place again. So when I feel myself slip a little bit, I do self-care. Self-care is so important for you. Whether it's take a nap, read a book, go to therapy, go swimming, whatever your self-care is, do it. It's so important to your healing, and to, overall. And your self-care might change. Your needs will change throughout your journey. But I also became a firm believer that you got to feel the feelings.
Yep.
If you're sad, be sad. I've lost my parents since then, and I feel like I gave myself permission to mourn.
Good.
I didn't want to be numb through it, and really, I think it's important that we're almost afraid to do that. That you have a day or two when you're sad and then kind of get over it. And
but I think that's when you hold it in, when it explodes in some other way.
Yeah. But
right. I think you're right about the exercise, because what I worry about coming up. I mean, of course, I got the chemo and I've got the radiation, but after that is the endocrine therapy, and that is definitely going to be I worry about how that's going to affect me mentally, because I mean they're going to be blocking all hormones. Well, I'm postmenopausal anyway, but you still have hormones, from other areas of adrenal glands and so forth. So I'm hoping that doesn't trigger. I'm hoping it helps me rather than trigger any more emotions, but I'm going to have to prep for that. And swimming is a good idea. I always like, actually, aqua Zumba was always fun. So I may have to.
That sounds
once
awesome.
Once I can get back at doing it and be able to submerge into water, I think I'm going to do that again.
It's good on, it's easier on your joints.
Yeah.
I think that was one of. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, you have an incredible story that you shared with us, Silver Keys. I do appreciate that. That's, how you've come up from that, because you can't tell that you've had 2 strokes. You are just an amazing person. I mean, I would have, never have guessed, and you're so quick-witted in the chats, and you've definitely done your homework and done your work to get better.
Aphasia is funny. It didn't affect my writing or my reading.
Yeah.
In fact, that saved me. I have an MFA in creative writing, so thank goodness that I was still able to do that. It affected my handwriting, math, and word finding. Sometimes I struggle. You've maybe read some of my posts about I call them my aphasia funnies.
Yes.
And sometimes critical thinking skills are affected. I'll look at something and I can't think through figuring it out. And he's gotten really good. I don't know about Shy Guy or Big Flip. My hubby's gotten really good about watching me and letting me struggle with it to a certain point before he steps in. And then, he might step in and say, well, sometimes he'll just say, do this. And sometimes he'll say, what do you think about, or why don't you try this? And
yep.
Yeah, rather than just fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I noticed after chemo, I was having a hard time. I mean, directly after the 4 or 5 days, I was having a hard time processing some thoughts and how-tos, and I thought that was kind of frightening.
Chemo brain is a real thing.
Yeah.
It affects your brain.
Yeah.
Well, it's taken me more time at work to do simple things, something that's taken normally 2 hours, and it's really taken me 2 days, just to complete, whether it was because, I forgot something or I had to, got distracted. It's definitely been harder, for sure.
And for anybody in chat or you guys, one of the things that, when something like this happens to you, you start to think in terms of before and now. Before this happened, I was this way, and now I can't, or now I only, or now, and it'll always maybe be that way. Well, before I used to do all this, but for me, I had to come to a point where I couldn't do that as much anymore, because it was kind of detrimental to how I am now. Before, I was very analytical, and I have to be organized. So, but I certainly could juggle more in a day than I do now, and certainly work longer hours. I can't get down on myself. I can't say, well, I can't do that anymore. I just say, I'm not able to do it anymore, so I don't. Get over it. And I may never, ever go back to being able to do that. So I found other things.
There's definitely a mourning period that goes with it.
Yes.
In terms of like mourning the loss of the abilities that you used to have, or I used to really pride myself on having a fantastic memory, and I just don't anymore.
Right. I agree. You nailed it. You have to mourn how it was before.
Yep. And giving yourself permission to not be okay for the day.
Yes.
Or giving yourself permission to have to take the extra time. I think that's something that we're taught that we have to put on a mask and we always have to be okay with everything, and learning that it's okay to be human and that it's okay to have bad days and that it's okay to not be okay is a really, really hard lesson to learn.
And that you're not valuable or what you're doing isn't important if you're not working.
Yeah.
That you somehow have less value in society if you don't, if you're not out there at the grind 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day, whatever, that you somehow are less valuable. It's just simply not true.
I get that.
Yeah. That was part of my meltdown on Tuesday, because with being at home on limited restriction and stuff that way, I'm not at work. And so I'm used to juggling 15 things constantly and being on the go constantly. And this job is a lot less so than my previous job, because my previous job was at an unhealthy level of constantly being on the go, juggling too much. But then trying to give myself permission to, yes, there's dirty laundry, the kitchen's a mess, the living room's a mess. It's okay to just sit in the chair. Like, I struggle with that so bad. So I ended up pulling one of my incisions open on Tuesday because I was trying to do dishes and was reaching to put a bowl away up in a cupboard, and I'm only 4.5 feet tall, so everything is a stretch. And I popped one of the incisions, and then of course called the doctor because it wasn't looking great where it opened up, and then of course got a lecture of why are you doing this, and well, because life doesn't stop when I have surgery. Like, I still have 2 young kids running around the house that, when they get home from their after school stuff, they still need help. And Shai is working, 12 plus hour days sometimes, and trying to balance that with everything.
So that's almost a conversation I had with Flipside the other day about learning what's going to happen if you don't do the dishes or fold the laundry. I mean, what's the worst that'll happen? That you need to wash 1 or 2 dishes to eat a bowl of soup right then and there?
Yeah.
Then that's what you do, so you use the laundry out of the dryer for a while. What's the worst that can happen? Those are things that it doesn't have to be done, and yet we put pressure on ourselves to do it.
Yep.
So that's where those spoons, think about what spoons you have and what you don't. And is it really that important? Yeah, it might bug you. And if you let somebody else or have somebody else do it, it's not going to be done the way we do it. It's not going to be exact. And so that's the other part of it, is just be okay with however it gets done. It's not life and death.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's true. And to rewire your brain to think like that it's not easy, but it's definitely,
for me,
happening.
It took a second stroke. Because
You pushed yourself between the first and the second one?
Well, my recovery
have.
for my first one was definitely quite difficult, but I got to a point where I was being really cocky and thought, hey, I'm really doing great. And I did. I pushed it, and bam, it knocked me down. And it was one of those, okay, well.
Very humbling moment.
Yeah, and it gave me little reminders, like Rebecca. I actually, for the first year after that second stroke, I had seizures, small seizures, and I had a tremor in my right arm when I got tired. Now, the tremor was there right at first, but it dissipated within about the first 8 weeks. But after that, when I began to tire, that my arm would begin to shake. And
That
it
was your tell.
yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
it was
It
your
was
tell.
poking at me. So I was like,
I
okay.
think we have some questions or comments. Let me see how far I can go back.
I saw
Can-
SMK say something to me, and yes, I'm getting over the shingles. They're going away again. That's a reminder. You know, I kind of let myself get run down a little bit, and the shingles came up and slapped me in the back of the head. So,
And Kenneth says you can read the title. You can read a title of the book, but you never know the story until you've read it. Everyone has a story to tell. That's why it's important to listen to others and what chapter they're at in life. So true, Kenneth.
absolutely.
Yep.
You
And
never
babe-
know what battles people are fighting.
I know you don't. That's why it's always nice just to be nice to anybody, because you don't know if they're just having a bad day for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
Mischief
Big Red.
agrees with swimming. She
Yeah.
said swimming, especially after they take the lymph nodes.
Yeah, and as soon as I can submerge again, when I get rid of this port, I'm going to go back to swimming and water Zumba, because that did. I mean, I leave there. I could have a bad day, and I leave there, and you know, I'm usually in a uplifted mood for sure. Big Red said, Flipside, always my friend. I know how the fight goes. Been fighting the fight for 3 years, so I know what you are going through, and I'm just happy to help. Thank you, Big Red. He is sending a shirt to you.
Yeah, I asked him
Okay.
to Instagram me or email me with it. I have, we have some donations coming in for.
That's awesome. I appreciate everybody so much. Smouse House Hobby says, after my mother's stroke, she could write what she was thinking, but couldn't say it. She could talk, but said all the wrong words.
That's a form of aphasia. There's different types, but yes, absolutely. And it's funny what part of the brain is affected. Yes, like, and I'll use Randy Travis as an example. Who can't speak, but he can sing because music is actually a different part of the brain than speech.
Mm-hmm.
Gabby Giffords was another one who used music for recovery.
You know, I didn't know that with Randy Travis.
Oh yeah, he can sing, but he has difficulty speaking.
I didn't know that.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and I can't remember if that's Weirnick's aphasia or Broca's aphasia, but yeah, where verbally things are not in the right order or just not the right words, but writing it comes out fine.
That's interesting. How that happens.
That's when Key's premiere is. She's got.
Oh yeah, you have a premiere coming up here.
Yeah, but not for another 35 minutes.
Okay. I didn't want to go over the time limit on that. Let's see.
Wernicke's is when you can't understand the language.
Okay. Yeah.
So then you
Words
got
don't make
34
sense.
minutes.
Broca's aphasia. I have expressive aphasia, so I have difficulty sometimes finding
I think it's 20.
the words that I need to
20
use.
minutes.
And I will oftentimes substitute a word that might start the same with the same letter or have the same consonants or whatever in it. And with my short-term memory, that word will often become the new word for whatever.
I have friends that make fun of me for that all the time.
And it's like my husband calls it a game where the points don't matter and he doesn't know the rules.
Yes. Like, whose line is it anyway?
Exactly. Because oftentimes he has, and I write mine down. I call them my aphasia funnies. And so when we were eating non-keto, we would have ocho cinco. And that came about because I was going to cook, and I literally have to think about this. One night there was a football game on, at the same time as I was cooking dinner, and I was going to cook quinoa, and I heard this background noise, and I said to him, we're going to have Ocho Cinco, who is a football player, for dinner. And he looked at me like, what? And I could see the wheels turning, and I held it up to him, and he went, quinoa, real slow. And so ever since then, yeah, it's like, well, good thing we don't eat Ocho Cinco anymore.
Right. Yep. Definitely
But
have
I
some
have
of
those
those.
all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mischief says, Silver Keys, I have that. I was chatting with a friend and he typed that he'd gotten a new roll of pickles. What he really said was nickels.
Yeah.
And I know, people get, my husband calls them a little brain fart now and again. You can't remember what word you're looking for. But it's different. It's consistent and it seats in your memory.
Yep.
So, yeah. And honestly, thank goodness you guys have humor. Because that's a big thing, isn't it?
It is. Absolutely.
Be able to laugh.
Yep.
I mean, you feel the feels, but to be able to laugh about it and make fun of yourself or, the family or whatever, and to let them make fun of you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you got to make light of the situation. That's kind of why I did the colors in my hair. And then,
absolutely.
But I'm telling you that the first brush stroke I did the other night when I already wasn't feeling good from other stuff that was being complications, that first brush stroke, and then and it was a big brush, and it was just full of hair. And that first one, I was just like, oh, and then, it just kept happening, and I wasn't expecting it. And so I had a little bit, but then I was able to, make light of it and go get the buzz cut. And
yeah, I think it would have dissolved into a puddle on the floor for a little bit, and then yeah.
Well, and then the next morning I was just washing my hair, and you can just feel like I was just washing it, and I could just feel like a big old clump like went down the backside of me, and I thought, oh my gosh, was that hair? And I looked down, and of course I had to get it before it hit the drain, and I could not believe what had fallen out. And because I had a little bit fall out here and a little bit there, but in that 12-hour period, it was a little overwhelming. But as soon as I went down to get it after the urgent care for my other issues, I went straight to Great Clips, and they do a cancer, a free cut for you, a free buzz cut. And they give you a little hat and stuff. And I didn't have any emotion with that. I was actually relieved when she did it. And the gal who did it, actually, she liked the color of the hair that was left. She had red in her hair. So we talked a little bit about that. But, and actually it was more of a relief once it was done. I just have to get used to it. And I actually came home and just left the other one like this I had on for a while. And I think it took me about 3 or 4 hours to take it off to show Big Flip. Not that he, would think. It just was he wouldn't think or say or do anything to make me feel bad about it. I mean, he's been trying to prep me for this, because he knew it was going to be kind of hard. But it just took me courage, time. And then today on the way home from work, I just took my hat off and enjoyed the sun through the sunroof on my head. I mean, that was the first time that's ever happened. Yeah. I've also had to think about, make sure you don't get sunburn. That's the last thing I needed because it's already sensitive. But so getting used to it. Didn't let it get me down, that's for sure.
And it's okay to do those things in your time.
Yeah. I took a picture though this morning, and my sister wanted me to send it to her, and I wasn't quite ready for that. I told her, no, you're gonna have to come see me. Yeah, that's my way of getting her to come see me. So Dash says, Dash, welcome, thank you for coming in. He says, can't find my words sometimes. Chemo brain for sure. Dash, how long has it been since you stopped chemo? It's been a year, hasn't it? Or a little bit more than a year? Or am I completely wrong there? Mischief says, yes, it is. I woke up with my hair on the pillow. I tried to brush it out and clumps were coming out. My hair had always been down to her bottom. Went in and just cut it all off as much as possible. Yeah, that, I've always wanted to grow long hair like that. I've never been able to grow it. Okay, I've had it mid-back, but it was so straggly. It's just my hair was so fine to begin with. It just never really grew out like that.
Yeah.
Mischief, I bet that was hard. Now, have you been growing your hair ever since, or did you decide you like it shorter than that? 9 months from the nuclear chemo, but I still have a monthly treatment. Oh, I did not know that. Mischief, did you want to come up on the panel tonight or not tonight? As I can put and if anybody wants to share, I'm going to put the link in. However, I think Silver Keys premiere starts at 9. Can we verify that? And if that's the case, I want to probably jump off here pretty quick. She's put a lot of work into that. Big Flip, can you double check the time on that? Mischief says, I've been growing it out, but after cancer pill has thinned it down really bad. Yeah, I don't know what to expect. I mean, right now I've got this prickly thing going on. It's like, it feels like Velcro under here, so I'm hoping it softens up.
Yep.
Okay, we'll do it another time. We'll do this again. I really have enjoyed, talking, and I'll make some agenda things. I also have to do some videos because SMK, thank you. I have an envelope here to open up. I am going to do it on a video and do a shout out. So I really appreciate that. I have not looked at it yet, but I do appreciate whatever's there. I don't think he came back with. Hang on, I'm going to mute my mic for just a moment. He's working on it. Apparently, I'm not patient. Is that what?
17 minutes.
In 17 minutes? Okay.
15.
Okay.
So it's 25 minutes.
Yes, it's in 25 minutes.
Okay.
It's a fun mail, you will see. Okay. Yeah, I really appreciate that, SMK. I'm going to use that as my first shout out video, which I've got so many I really need to go back and do. I've kind of done some shout outs through the or mail calls, shout outs through the live, when Big Flip's on, but I haven't done any of my own. So I need to do that as I'm getting a little bit more comfortable with talking in front of people. I am always been a very introvert unless you really know me, and then, you can't shut me up. But it's different, on camera. I've always had issues on cameras, but I'm getting better with it. So Rebecca, thank you for coming up and sharing your story, and Silver Keys sharing her story. You guys are amazing women. An inspiration to all of us, and anybody who ends up watching this. It's going to be, you're making somebody's life a little bit easier. Mischief says, I'm like that. Are you? Yeah, it's not easy. But you guys make it easy. You guys make it easier for me, and I really appreciate it. And Mischief, when you are ready to jump on one of these panels, feel free to, pop in, pop out. You can make a little icon, however you want to do it. And she says she'll share hers some other night. Yeah, and we'll do it again. I'm I'm going to come on Saturday morning, I believe. We were kind of talking about maybe doing some fishing this weekend. So I'm not sure what time or anything like that. Because I definitely want to, if there's a chance for me to go out and do some fishing, I'm probably going to have to do that. Maybe take a video of it and show you guys like I'm the one who's going to catch the bigger fish. I don't know. I'll have to bring my hats with me because with the bald head and his bald head, we both don't want to come back and be sunburned either.
Yeah.
Silver Key says, I'm here, but our son ran a cement mixer out for us to use tomorrow, so I'm visiting with him for a few. Oh, no problem, Silver Keys. You did an amazing job sharing with us and, helping us understand. I really like that spoon theory. That makes a whole lot of sense. And I just have to listen to my body more, and and that's hard for me. That's always been hard for me.
Yep.
It wasn't so hard last week though, when my body made me do things, and that's when I realized like I really tried. Like I got up and came downstairs and just to watch a movie, and I couldn't. I had to go back to bed, and that was the first time ever that I've ever felt like that. So it's like I said, it was very humbling, and I know what to do for the next treatment. Prior to, I'm going to do things a little different during and after, and hopefully, while they say that you usually don't have a easier time the second time, I think I'm hoping my time is going to be a little easier because I'm going to be more prepared, and I'm going to do things to, so I am saying it here that I'm hoping to shorten my time because it took me a week just to try to get back to work to do a few things. And not that I want to go back to work any faster. I just want to be okay to do things, a little bit more, have more spoons in my bucket or whatever.
Yeah. But also remembering that, if you only have 3 spoons, you only have 3 spoons that day.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah. And that's the other thing is that I'm going to be okay with it because I wasn't happy about it at all. And I definitely wasn't okay with it. And I think just fighting that in my head was using energy I didn't have, just arguing with myself, basically.
And I have a sneaking suspicion that we share the common thread in that we're okay because we're too stubborn not to be.
Right. Yeah. I just have to, letting my husband and my son help me. I at first it made me feel weak, but it actually makes me stronger. So just getting that through my head that it's okay to accept help. I just have always been the one to help others, whether it was I think in high school I became a CNA just to because I was actually going into the nursing field is kind of where I was headed. So the first thing I did was CNA, and I really enjoyed being there, doing that. I think it was 17. And so I've always kind of been like, the one to be helpful to others, and accepting help is harder than
it is.
I thought. Yeah, thank you everybody for coming in. I really, really appreciate you all.
Let me tell you something.
Oh, Big Flip's coming down.
When you in the stream, you can talk behind the scenes with Rebecca and Keys and everything. So
okay,
if you don't leave studio, you got to end the broadcast.
Oh, I see. And then we stay up.
And tell Rebecca not to leave, and tell Keys not to leave. When you end the broadcast, then everybody can talk.
Oh, interesting.
Outside of.
Okay. He's the expert. I have
no I'm not
clue.
The expert. But
Shy had to help get me on here because,
Well, you are kind of an expert.
What's Rebecca laughing at?
Oh, that Shy Guy had to help her get
Yeah.
on there. Am I able to change my background?
Yeah.
I wanted to try this other one.
Ooh, that's pretty.
Okay.
I downloaded that one and this one, and then this is the one that comes with it.
Yeah.
So you're in the broadcast.
Look how
and
nice and
Rebecca
clean that
can
is.
talk.
That's not my house, by the way.
No, not yeah. Mine never looks like that.
Yeah, I think I like the beach the best right now.
Yep.
All right. Well, let me see if I'm missing anything here. I bookmarked the Spoon Theory link. We'll read it. SMK. Yeah. She sent that to me, and there it is again, and it's spot on.
I hadn't ever heard it explained that way, but it makes a lot of sense.
Did you bookmark that? Or click on that and save it in another tab, Rebecca?
I haven't, but yeah, I can later on.
You can Google it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess we're going to end, and I'm going to try that so we can maybe chat for a second.
Yeah.
SMK says, not my house either, missing too many pets. Oh, yeah, that's for sure. Again, thank you guys for being here. Rebecca, thank you for coming on, and Silver Keys, and
thanks for inviting me.
Everybody in the chat, thank you. Mischief, SMK, Wolf, Shy Guy, I think I said Mischief. Big Flip, thank you for coming in. Ashes was here. Kenneth, Dash, you guys are all amazing. Big Red, thank you for being here. And I know a lot of people had to leave. It's getting kind of late, but we're going to close down, and I will be putting out a couple videos before Saturday morning. So you guys might want to take a look at that. And then maybe if we're here Saturday morning, I'll do a live stream then, and then we'll talk about what maybe next time we want to do this.
Yeah.
Okay. Coin and Art, thank you also for being here. So I guess I will see you all on the flip side. Good night, everybody.